Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Two, Mitchy, what's this episode called today?
That's a great start. This one's the morning after. This is the morning after because it's Monday morning,
Okay.
and we're gonna make the morning after only an NFL show. We decided what the heck if it's gonna be, or we didn't decide that. I made that decision because
Executive
I'm
decision.
smart, and instead of switching it to AQT with Bitchy STEEZ, which is coming, we're gonna just do both. So we'll have the morning after what happened from the weekend, and then we'll have AQT where I will be actually hosting the AQT.
Now, question
we'll
for
give
you,
it back
Mitchy.
over.
What is the difference between the morning after and AQT with Mitchy STEEZ?
Yeah, I love that. The difference is hopefully a lot less of what just happened because I was literally just about to say,
Okay.
hey, we'll kick it back over to you. But you couldn't even wait for me to finish my sentence of kicking it back to you before you cut me off with your own question.
I'm hearing everything you're saying.
So I can't make any guarantees, guys, but AQT, it's going to be Antony's quick takes. Okay, he's going to be rapid fire. I'm going to be learning him up about basketball. We're going to focus primarily on the NBA and college basketball, but we're going to mix in different stories here and there. We just know that with the offseason coming up for football, and I might learn Antony up on a little baseball too as well, but that doesn't start till April. It's going to be a heavy basketball focus. I will be hosting. We're going to try to keep this guy in check, maybe sharpen up his takes a little bit.
Ooh, my takes are pretty sharp already, but hey, iron sharpens iron. That's what they used to say. I will say this though, Mitchy, thanks for jumping on today at such an early time. I appreciate it. I mean, I had to Zoom up 15 minutes early, ready to go. I was ready to roll. I'm full of energy. And what do? You call me up. Oh, sorry, I thought it was at 11:15. I mean, come on. Can you just come clean for the fans? Why are you sleeping in this much, man?
Yeah, I think the fans could just take a quick gander at me and then this clown and know that I was the one that was ready to go, waiting for the host to start the meeting. So
I don't think so.
I'm going to take a page out of our friend Lenny's book and say, you are a crock of shit.
You're a crock of shit. And also, 2 of those for you, bub. You like that? Yeah. Let's jump into some sports, Mitchy. Let's get some hot takes flying. By the way, first and foremost, let's just get it knocked out of the way early. I got a question for you, Mitchy. Have you ever heard of a sports book called Fine Line Sportsbook by chance?
I have. It's my favorite. It is the most user-friendly sports book of all time.
No way.
Of all time. And I cannot lose, folks. If you've been following along with the content, I had a little bit of a bad streak, a little bit of a dip. I lost 6 or 7 in a row, but our boy Davey over at Fine Lines is hooking it up. He's got all different types of lines and cashing in 5-2 yesterday. Pretty great day.
What a coincidence. I actually use Fine Line Sports too. The only difference is I can't fucking win. I did a real scumbag move yesterday, by the way, Mitchy. Did I tell you about it?
I don't think so.
Lost every game, right? Every game. I had Jazz money line. I had Cavaliers -3.5. I had Marquette. I parlayed 2 of those L. And I also put money on Drake in my FanDuel and a little bit more on Jazz money line in my FanDuel. So I lost a lot of money yesterday, right? But it was all house money, so that's okay. Huh?
I said we'll bleep that.
Yeah, and I absolutely hammered Cavs -3.5 or I think I did 2.5 with Petey Gonzalez yesterday on the Degens Den. So I lost all my money yesterday, and so I gave Dave an extra $500. And the Lenny special.
Wait, you guys were on the Degens Den?
Yeah, I offered. I was like, hey, do you want to jump on the Degens Den? You're like, no, I don't want to jump on the Zoom. So me and Petey did some Degens Den.
Yeah, because you want to do a Zoom 2 times a day in a 45-minute episode. You're like, we're doing this anyway. Yeah. No, dude, I have to get myself together. We're going to record it and put it out there. For the fans at home, this is the way it happens. He go, hey, Mitchy, I'm the title king. Give me a title for a new show. And I'm like, he's like, how about the gambling corner?
Yeah, that's a pretty good day. I am the title king normally though.
All time. And then I came up with the Degens Den. I thought that'd be a good idea. And I'm like, hey, yeah, in a few weeks or so, we can get it rolling where we have a few people on. We figure out how to stream with multiple people together. And then he just does the same thing. He just puts up a Zoom, hits record, asks people to join, and calls it something different.
No, I don't think so, man. I think
my idea.
I'm pretty sure I came up with that. But it's neither here nor there. Anyways, so yesterday I gave Dave an extra $500. Every time I lose, I'm just going to personally blame Dave, even though he has nothing to do with it. That's the plan, right? I'm just going to be like, Dave, why'd you make me lose this game, right? Anyway, guys, go set up an account at Fine Line Sports. I gave him an extra $500. Lenny Special gave me 21% free play. You bet it once, it's cash. And I played a little Keno with Petey Gonzalez last night, and which is a gambling game, I guess. Won $50. I went down 25, hit a 75 bucker. So then I cashed out $50 with Dave. I then went him for $50. I was like, give me my $50. I want to go to sleep. I can live happy. That's the life of the Degen, Mitchy. Wouldn't you agree?
Hey, and for the fans that should sign up with Fine Line Sports,
don't do it. Yeah, don't do
one
that.
where what?
I was gonna say that if you're a fan, don't do what I just did last night. That was a scumbag move. Don't do that.
Right, but if it's that easy, you want to cash out, you just Venmo request.
Yeah, you just Venmo.
All you gotta do is request the guy. Super simple. He's not gonna tie your stuff up in cryptocurrency.
Yeah, like not like those scumbags over at MyBookie, right? Anyways, Mitchy, let's get into some games. Let's get into some hot action. We had some games this weekend, I believe, that happened. All right. Well, what are some hot storylines we can talk about? Huh? So let me get. I got some takes inside me. I gotta get the takes out. I got quick takes. They're ready to go.
Okay. Yeah, I see that we're slowly morphing into the AQT on the spot, I guess. So
no, it's the morning. It's morning after.
We're gonna go. I think NBA comebacks. NBA comebacks would be the storyline. So yeah, Wizards, Nets, wild game. I don't know what the line was on that. I had the Nets first half money line, cashed it, not a big deal. I'm not sure what the line was on that game where it started. Do you know that? Was it what, 3.5, 4.5 for the Nets?
I'm taking a gander right now.
Brutal. It was the basketball equivalent of touchdown, onside kick, recover it, touchdown. Like bang, bang, bang. That's pretty much what happened. They're down 5, 10 seconds left. Bradley Beal pulls up into like a tough three. There's a guy right in his face, and then just a ridiculous inbound. Joe Harris for the Brooklyn Nets. Just so that you know, he went to West Virginia. Heck of a shooter, really good player. He had like 30 last night. He had like 8 threes. But he was the one inbounding, and just also so that you know, you get 5 seconds to inbound the ball. Okay. Now there's like 5 or 6 seconds left in the total game. He gets the ball and just turns and just rolls it out onto the court like it was on fire. Like he literally had to get rid of it. And he just throws it kind of to nobody. And then they go chase it down in the corner. Westbrook 3, boom. And it's like, buddy, what are we doing here? So that one was wild. And then the 76ers finished the game. What was it? So I think it was 29-6 run the last 6 minutes of the game against the Pacers without Joel Embiid. So those comebacks, and I think a story, who are the Brooklyn Nets with these guys that are awesome?
I've been telling you they're frauds. Well, you haven't been listening.
So yeah, that would be one. And then are the Sixers for real? You tell me, Anthony. AQT, tell me, are the Sixers for real? And when I say for real, are they a legitimate NBA Finals contender? And then the Brooklyn Nets, can they pull it together? Can they figure it out by the end of the year, find themselves in the Eastern Conference Finals?
Anthony, quick takes coming at you hot, all right? The Brooklyn Nets are frauds. And they're not fully frauds, but here's what I'm going to say about the Brooklyn Nets. They got a lot of talent. They got the Irvings, they got the Hardens, and they got the Durants, and then they got some other guys, right? It's a great example of a team that has – remember the Dream Team, the Eagles in 2011? They had all this talent, yet they stunk. They just need to gel. They need to gel, right? They've got different personalities. Obviously, different guys like to hold the ball. I'm a big basketball guy. I know all the basketballs. Are you looking for quick takes? You want quick takes? Okay. The Nets are going to be good. They're frauds, and the Sixers are pretty good. They got Joel Embiid. That's all you need to know about that, Bob.
All right, let's talk Deshaun Watson. Thank you for that. Killer, Deshaun Watson. So I just heard that. Well, we're gonna mix it up. We got NFL trade, rumors, trade talk, all that, because we got to go Goff and Stafford, obviously.
Ooh.
And those I think go hand in hand, because I heard today, listening to pardon my take, number one in the world right now. Shout out, we do love those guys.
Shout out.
That,
They're all right.
I mean,
they're competitors. They're competitors.
You had some thoughts on this, Antony, that I believe you thought the Rams are out of their mind for doing this.
Fleeced. They got fleeced.
And then I don't know what to think about first round picks, because I tend to agree with what Big Cat says a lot, and he just, the last 2 weeks kind of flipped his mind, because he's like, it was the same type of thought that I had, which is like, hey, giving up 3 first round picks, that's a lot, even for Deshaun Watson. And you're doing it with your starting quarterback for Stafford, who's good, not great. But then it's like, I don't know. Then he started talking about, this is what Sean McVay does. And he seems pretty smart. And he's just getting rid of first round picks left and right. So give me your thoughts.
I don't think the Rams have had a first round draft pick since they picked Goff in 2017, because they traded 2 first rounders to get Goff. Now they just traded 2 first rounders to get rid of Goff. But listen to this. I saw a tweet the other day. So notes on the Stafford deal, right? The Panthers offered a number 8 and a late third and a late round choice. Washington offered a number 19 and a third rounder. The Colts never offered 21, but they discussed other packages. 49ers never made an offer for Stafford. And the Jets checked in, but talks didn't go very far. Per Albert Breer, who, by the way, one time I waved at him at a Dolphins-Bills game, and I was like 13. Because I saw him. I was a big fan of the NFL Network, and he was on the sideline. I was like, Albert Breer, and he looked up. He's like, hey, buddy. And I tweeted at him. I was like, hey, Albert, I saw you at the game earlier today. And he's like, hey, thanks, buddy. I was like a little nerdy junior high kid. Anyways.
That was a new voice.
Yeah, it's my little 13-year-old. It's a higher voice, Mitch. I'm a good actor. I'm an actor, But anyways, the Rams got fleeced. Are you kidding me? If I was a Lions fan, I would be doing backflips right now, Mitchy. We just got rid of an asset, a very expensive asset that didn't want to be here in the first place, who we had made a mutual agreement to part ways, and we got 2 first rounders out of it, and we just got a formidable quarterback that's a prior number 1 overall draft pick in Jared Goff, who's not great, but if he's got the right pieces around him, we can be very, very good. We just got 2 first rounders to put pieces around. If I'm a Lions fan, I'm doing backflips. The Rams got fucked. Now, if they win a Super Bowl out of this, it's Super Bowl or bust. I would not be shocked if McVay doesn't get fired in 2 to 3 years if they don't go all the way. Because they're in cap hell. Aaron Donald, they got Matt Stafford, they got Jalen Ramsey, they got Andrew Whitworth, they got these guys that are just mega cap hits. They have no draft capital. Like, yeah, hopefully McVay's coaching contract is front loaded, because I think he's in trouble if they don't do much in the next couple of years. That was an AQT. That was pretty long, but that was a fiery take. That was a fiery take, Mitchie.
It was a fiery take. Yeah, I really agree with what you said there. The one thing I would say about the big cap hit is, yeah, it's something to consider, but if you have all these guys that are huge cap hits, that means they're really good. It's like, man, how much money it's gonna cost them to keep Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey. I mean, like, the 2 maybe best players in the NFL at their position. So Andrew Whitworth, same thing. Bengals, by the way, decided he was over the hill, like, I don't know, 17 years ago. And we haven't had somebody to protect our quarterback's backside since. Anyway, I think the one thing I would say, I would be cautiously optimistic if I were a Lions fan, because you're a Lions fan, just like the Bengals or the Browns or any of these franchises. Yeah, it's just like, I'd be like, wow, I can't believe we got that. Awesome. Can we finally do something with what looks to be a good move? I wouldn't be doing backflips because there's no guarantees, especially if Jared Goff's your quarterback. But I would agree with you. I could not believe it when I heard how many picks the Rams gave up. I bet the Lions would have almost taken it straight up. Now I know they wouldn't. They would have needed at least something else. But so that's Stafford Goff. Lions are the winners there, but it still remains to be seen what McVay can do with a good quarterback. I mean, Jared Goff they were in the Super Bowl with him, and I think Stafford's markedly better than him.
I think Jared Goff is a good quarterback, though. I was talking this to PD last night. Don't you remember that Chiefs-Rams game a couple years ago where it was like 59-55? It was just touchdown. It was literally I took the over in that game, by the way. It was the easiest pick of my life. I think the over was like 61, biggest spread in NFL history. They scored like 100 points. It was easy. But Jared Goff went to a Super Bowl. He's a good quarterback, but you just traded a guy who's probably, what, 20 – how old is Stafford? Like 30, 31, 30. He was drafted in 2009, probably at 22. Add on 11 years. He's probably only got 5 or 6 years left in the NFL. He just traded 2 first round. Crazy. It's just mind-boggling, man. I don't know. He's not even a proven – he's not even a – he's played – you're investing in his what's the word I'm looking for? He's never been phenomenal. He's been on shitty teams, but you don't know if he's going to absolutely be lights out right now because the Lions have never had all the pieces together. He's been pretty good considering, but
Okay. I mean, I think his numbers have been outstanding. So if you look at what would you say about Deshaun Watson's performance that he just put up this year, right? The leading the league in passing with that team. I would say, wow, when you get this guy with anybody around him, he's going to be unbelievable. That's like Stafford's career. Now, granted, he had Calvin Johnson. Like that's a pretty big deal. But when they had the years they had Calvin Johnson retired like 7 years early because the rest of the organization was so pitiful. So I think, I don't know. I think Stafford's going to thrive in a new situation. Can't imagine how depressing it must have been this year. Might have been exciting this year because he knew it was the last time, but I don't know, year 7, year 4 and 8, showing up on Thanksgiving morning to Ford Field to play whoever and freaking lose again. I mean, so he's got to be happy to get out of there. Jared Goff going from LA to Detroit. That's tough.
Oh, that's tough. That's a tough scene. I will say this though, Matt Stafford, notable liberal. Do with that information as you will.
You know, I just thought of, I think if they're smart, because that comment's ridiculous. I think if they're smart, Texans will become the biggest winner of this trade. Are you following me? If 3 picks and your quarterback is what it takes for Matt Stafford, then what does it take for a better, way younger Deshaun Watson?
What also is there another difference between Deshaun Watson and Matt Stafford, Mitchie?
Huh?
You said better, younger. Are there any other differences between Matt Stafford and Deshaun Watson?
None that really matter in terms to on the field play. Whoa. I'm gonna need you to pause real quick. I'm gonna need you to pause the recording. Yeah, we just gotta knock at the homestead. I'm gonna need you to pause.
Pause the recording.
Yeah.
And we're back. And Mitchie, all I ask in the future, maybe have a little bit more professionalism when you set up your broken window appointments. Can you do that for the fans? Because then we have to pause the recording. There's a guy at the window trying to fix the window. It breaks up. But come on, you have any commentary on that?
Next time I'll put in the maintenance request that I have that much privilege and I'm that, self-centered that, hey, I have this video I have to record. So make sure you come at 11:05.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
you gotta give these people that are helping out a range of time. All right. So that's it.
Yeah. Either way, we were talking about we were talking about a question. What are there any other main differences between? I don't think it's an important question, Mitch. I think we should move on. I just I don't
think so either. I think Watson is a better quarterback. I think he's a lot more athletic. I think he's quick. He can extend plays a lot better than Stafford. And but in seriousness, what would you got to be thinking if you're the Texas GM that you love Sean McVay right now. It's like, dude, you just gave 3 picks for Stafford. You set the bar right there. Now it's like I feel like it's a 3-pick minimum. They might need to do what Dan Orlovsky or the Giants might need to do what Dan Orlovsky suggested, which is, by the way, if you don't know, let's catch you up. Dan Orlovsky said before this trade, which I think does skew things a little bit because you see what the market's like, but Orlovsky said that the Giants should trade Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, and 3 first-round picks so their number 2, I think, overall pick, Barkley, who's 23, and he could be their guy, stud running back for the next 7-8 years, and then 3 picks. And obviously your quarterback, that's kind of a throw-in.
There's 5 first-round picks. 5 first-round picks.
Ridiculous.
Considering those guys are first-rounders. Here's what I'll say, Mitchie. Can you smell it?
Yeah, right.
Can you smell it? There's a blockbuster trade coming. I think we've got the biggest trade in NFL history coming around the corner. Who's it going to be with or to or from? I don't know. You can just feel it in the air, Mitchie. I don't know. It's going to be the Texans right now probably feel like how a semi-average but coming up on the end of the contract but is a formidable contract, like a formidable NFL quarterback feels after another quarterback just inked like $120 million deal. It's like, sweet, the market's in my favor right now, right? So I don't know. If you had to guess, where do you think Deshaun's going to go? I mean, obviously, I don't think he's going to be in Houston. I don't think they're dumb enough to say, hey, we refuse to trade him. I think they've got to get rid of him. I like the 49ers. You know what? I like the 49ers. I do. 49ers didn't even make an offer on Matthew Stafford. I think they know who their guy is. Maybe the Colts. I don't know. I don't think the Dolphins are going to. I don't.
Yeah, we won't even broach that subject. But yeah, the 49ers, here's the thing. They I wasn't alive for it, but the only Super Bowls my Bengals have been to, the 49ers beat us both times. They've won like 5 or 6 Super Bowls, so I don't really have anything for them. I don't really, care to see them be good, but I will say that, I mean, that's a scary, scary team with, you match up Shanahan with Deshaun Watson. I mean, I think they would be really, really good. I don't think he would go here, but even Washington. Thank you. But if he went to Washington with the young pieces they have on their defense, some exciting guys on the offense as well, right? With McLaurin, you have, I think J.D. McKissick proved that he's a really solid, out of the backfield, third down type of guy. Gibson I think was a rookie out of Memphis, maybe his second year. That could be fun too, but I can't see him being, as excited. However, the other part about going to Washington would be that he would be in the NFC East. If you start to put a few pieces together and you're like, oh, I'm playing against those guys, I don't know. Maybe that's something to work with. But I think you're probably right. 49ers is probably the best pick for him.
The Panthers offered a number 8 and another pick for Stafford. Washington is definitely in the play, I'd say. I could see that going to Washington. Maybe the Jets? I don't know. I like the Panthers. I like the 49ers. I like Washington. I think it's going to be one of those. Oh, man. Do you think Washington's going to fall for it again? Do you think they're going to trade another boatload of picks for – are there any similarities between Deshaun Watson and Robert Griffin III, Mitchie, would you say?
There are. The key differences would be their actual play in the NFL. Okay. And Robert Griffin III, I get that his whole career has been flipped on its head and people make fun of him and whatever, and the guy was unbelievable in college, and he was like the most electric player in the NFL that rookie season until he got hurt. So I kind of feel for the guy, but not, I mean, whatever, as much as you can feel for.
I almost had a future in being a lobbyist, if you didn't know this, because in when he was drafted in 2012, I went to a Bills-Dolphins game in 2011 in Buffalo, and I was in the stands. It was cold as nuts. It was like week 17. We stunk, and I think we had like the number 10 pick or whatever. And all the, the coaches and, Dan Marino usually goes to those games. They're all on the sideline walking, their press boxes or whatever. And like 5 minutes into the game, Jeff Ireland, I don't know if you know that name, but he was the old Dolphins GM, and now I think he's worked for the Saints for like almost a decade now. But I saw him walking along the sideline, and he talked to the security guard or whatever, and then they opened up the little booth thing to go up the stands. So he starts walking up my aisle. Jeff, the Dolphins general manager, starts walking up my aisle, of all the aisles, right? Because he's going to go up my aisle, then go into the thing, and then go up to his box or whatever. And I cut him off. I'm like pretty young, but I cut him off, and I'm like, hey, can you please draft Robert Griffin III in this year's draft? And he kind of just laughed and just walked past me. But I'm just saying, if he had drafted it, and maybe I just need to work on my lobbying skills, but I almost influenced him to make that pick. Just saying. That would have been pretty cool. Yeah, that was a quick. That wasn't a take, Mitchy. That was a story. That was a story. It was a good story. Anyway, give us some more talking points, Mitchy.
We'll call it AQS then. Anthony's quick stories.
Yeah, yeah. What you want only takes? You don't want that. That was a fun. I met the Dolphins GM. Have you ever met the Bengals GM?
That was a great story. I did think, and I hope the fans will find this humorous if they go back and watch that. You said, I don't think the Dolphins will go after him. No, they just picked a guy, so no, they're probably not going to go after him. So I said, yeah, we're not even going to broach that subject. And then I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I think I could like him in Washington. What do we think we'd trade for him? And then you're like, let me tell you about a time.
Yeah, Ace. Yes, Anthony, cool stories.
Manager, you start talking about the Week 17 game from 2011.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
I'm full of stories. I got a bunch of Dolphin stuff on this bookshelf over here too. I'll show you later.
Anyway, so are we narrowed down? I think are the top three Niners, Panthers, football team,
maybe Colts, maybe Jets.
I cannot see the Jets. I don't like. I just can't see him doing that. I can't see him like wanting to go to the Jets at all. Like I don't see, because you can sell yourself on, hey, I'm good enough and here's some pieces. I mean,
well, keep in mind too, it is almost like a self-imposed gunshot wound, because you go to the team that you know. Oh yeah, which because he's got a no trade clause in his contract. He gets to choose ultimately. So he goes, oh, I want to go to the football team. I want to play for the 49ers. Well, yeah, you're going to a team that is giving up multiple, like hurting their future in a massive way to get you. It's like a weird thing. It's like, I'm going to the team that I want to go to, but in doing so, I'm destroying their future, and I need to be like borderline. I don't know. It's just weird. Anyway.
Think about this. The Jets have a top pick, right? They blew the opportunity, as is well documented, to get the number 1 overall pick. Now, when they were about to when it looked like they were going to get the number 1 pick, Trevor Lawrence is like, yeah, that would suck to go there. So Deshaun Watson's going to ask for a trade to go to the team that even the college guys that haven't proven themselves don't want to go to. Like, I don't understand. I would not understand that. And I know that even when these guys make tons and tons of money, more money is more money, right? Whatever. But I cannot see like a dollar amount that he gets, you know, as part of that would entice him. So I think it's 4, because I would say the Colts are a good potential fit as well. I just think with Washington, you can't go off one game, right, where they played Tampa just in the playoffs, but down the stretch of the season, they were playing with Dwayne Haskins at times, Alex Smith, and then Taylor Heineke. And obviously they made it to the playoffs because of how bad that division was. But, I mean, that defense was so good. Chase Young and the guys they have on that defense, they were just keeping them in it. And Antonio Gibson is really, you know, so I think I would like to see him on Washington, because that's the team that it's like they've been the worst since I've been watching the NFL. And I think he could actually help them.
I'm officially calling it 49ers. I'm calling it the 49ers right now, Mitch. I'm calling it because the 49ers.
I'm gonna make my claim on Washington.
Want to put a bet on it? Want to do
no.
$10. $10. And if he goes to a different team, we void.
Okay.
$10. I'll take 49ers, because there's no way, dude. That team's got Jimmy G. He's a bum. He's a fraud. And dude, and 90% of the time that he's not playing, they got Nick Mullins over there just looking confused and is terrible. They need a guy, right? Dude, I'm calling it 49ers. Take 10 of your dollars, Mitchy. I'm gonna gamble it.
Hey, you know what's fun about the Garoppolo thing too is, so I think that people don't look back, several years all that often on the trades. We just talk about them when they're happening. But how about New England? So they're looking like the shoe-in to get Garoppolo back, which is an upgrade from what they had. And at the time when they let Garoppolo walk, it was like, oh, you're going to keep Brady for a couple more years. And they got another Super Bowl out of it. And they got rid of Garoppolo, who I think is like, he could win in New England. I think he could win in New England. But it's like they got the best of both worlds. They got another Super Bowl with Brady. They're going to get Garoppolo back when he still has plenty of time to see if he's anything, right? Because there's that ultimate debate about, well, if you let Garoppolo go, you're never going to know if he could have been your guy. But that's that Bill Belichick, man. He's ultimately always the king as long as he's in the NFL. So anything else you got on these trade thoughts here, Antony, before we begin to wrap up?
I'm trying to rip through this. I mean, you've just been talking forever over here, Mitch. I mean, I'm just giving my quickest takes possible, my quickest, coolest stories possible. You're over here, you're just jibber jabbering, you're talking 4 hours at a time about this, that, and the other. I mean, come on, man, grow up. That's what I gotta say.
Yeah, I tell you what, did I ever tell you about the time that I met TJ Hushmanzada at the Bengals training camp, or will nobody care?
No, tell the story. What happened? Did you meet him and then go, hi, Mr. Hushmanzada? And then he signed something for you?
No, I said, hey, Teach.
That's
I was like, I don't know, it was like 10 maybe. Like, hey, Teach. Like, it was good.
I'm just imagining a little 10-year-old Mitchy body with the same size head that you have now. You're like, hey, Teach. Yeah, I'll get you signed.
I had my Bengals program. I was like, TJ, sir, there's already 5 of your teammates that have signed this. Could you? My buddy actually has some TJ Hushmanzada receivers gloves. That's actually pretty sweet. He threw him his receivers gloves. I have a program somewhere from the 2002 Bengals, and they so yeah. But hey, I wanted to shout out real quick. What's the kid's name? DJ Funderburk. DJ Funderburk, my favorite name in college basketball right now. Kid plays for NC State. He was out last night due to university policy or something. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if that was a little Mary J, a little something like that, or if it was Covey Wovey. I don't know. They're not saying anything. They're close to the best over there at the NCAA. But anyway, great name, DJ Funderburk.
Let's talk about this.
What else you got? Any closing remarks here? Where should people be tuning in, looking for more content, whatnot?
Last night, because I think this is, and then we won't wrap this up. So wait, morning. So we gotta get more topics out. We did 1 basketball, 2 trades, and 1 NFL. Basically, we got. We're gonna get better for the fans. Specifically, you're gonna get better. I'm on my game. I'm top of my game, top of my notch. I'm the idea king. I'm the title king. I'm the show king over here, ripping it up. Let's wrap it up with this though, Mitchy. How fucking terrible is the Pro Bowl this year? How lame is the Pro Bowl? How stupid is it? How dumb? How dumb? That's a statement and a question.
It didn't happen, right?
Well, they canceled it, which makes no fucking sense because you could easily do it. It's the Pro Bowl is just stunk over the years. But the Pro Bowl this year is basically them just playing Madden against each other, which is if me and Lenny can do that, holy shit, that's not content, right? That's boring as fuck. And it's just these guys wearing their jerseys and playing Madden against each other. That's it. That's the Pro Bowl. It's them, and then just stupid interviews of D-Hop's wearing like a mink coat and sunglasses indoors. I'm gonna beat this guy today. It's like this dude's clearly blazed off his ass right now and just playing video games. What the fuck have we come to, Mitchy? What is going on?
I don't actually hate that as much. I like it was already so dumb. What's really dumb was the half-ass version of football that they were playing in the years past, right? That was the dumb thing. I think if they just finally acknowledged, hey, we're just going to say, hey, these are the best players, and so you get a Pro Bowl bid, and it's one of your stats, one of your accolades, and then we'll just, do something fun. We're not going to go out there and act like we're kind of hitting each other when we're not, and whatever, just doing dumb shit. I don't really understand. Might as well go all in on, hey, this is lame, so we're just going to play video games.
I love the old yeah, because I get it. I get the point of like, hey, why am I playing in a game where I could potentially tear an ACL and be done, right? But man, I know what I loved. I fucking loved those early 2000 like quarterback challenges. Like, how far can the quarterback throw it? And you got the bench press with the big beefy offensive lineman, and you got like the tackling dummy drills with the defensive guy. Like that was fun, you know. Like that was Peyton Manning's out there, and like Vinny Testaverde throws it 80 yards, and that, you know. So I don't know. I would love to go back to that. Even that stupid like dodgeball stuff. You know, I thought that was kind of fun. And the kickers are trying to nail the targets on the uprights and stuff. I don't know. I think that'd be fun. Let's go back to Hawaii. Let's get back to what the Pro Bowl should be like, NFL. Coming at you hot from the voice of the next gen of gents. Anyways, Mitchie, let's wrap this up. What do you say?
Great stuff. Great stuff. Let's give the fans one pick each here. If they tune in before tonight, we're gonna go with Lakers and Atlanta Hawks over 218.5. What's up?
Is that your pick?
That's my pick. Lakers Hawks. That's 7:30 Eastern tip off, not kickoff. We're teaching Antony the lingo. It's really not that difficult.
I tip off. Hockey is what, ice off or something. It's always gonna be kickoff. Kickoff, man.
I think it's puck drop.
Puck drop. Yeah, we're dropping the puck. We're kicking off at over 218.5.
Yep.
I like that. That's how much you putting on that? Or are you betting that right now?
Not right this second. I'm not sure. Maybe a little, $40 or $50, something like that.
Like we're talking to what, 3-4 units? You know, I'll do $20. I'll do $20. No, I'll do $25. I'll do $25. Lakers Hawks over submitted. Boom. I like that 218. Small. That's a pretty small number, Bob.
That is, and I like Trae Young a lot, and I've seen, you know, Lakers obviously can score some. See, it's we had Nuggets Jazz over 222. That was like, oh my goodness, lock of the century, Money in the Bank. You got any picks as we wrap up here?
I don't want to talk about the Jazz. That was fucking so gross. And the Cavs, just piss. Today, I like Knicks plus 4.5 because an app told me to do that. And I also like, you're gonna get a kick out of this, Bob. I also like Duke minus 11. I think that's a winning pick. And are the Jazz even playing today? I don't think so. Those are your winning picks. Those are definitely your winning picks, man. I would say maybe yeah, those are your picks. I think those are good picks. Those are good picks.
You said Duke. Who's Duke playing?
Miami.
Okay, I don't like that at all.
Duke minus 11. And the reason why I'm saying that because the Action Network told me to do that.
Hey, you never know. Actually, Duke's just been bad this year.
Sharp money's on Duke.
I didn't really know or care what that means, but anyway, folks, there you have it. Duke minus 11, but more importantly, Lakers Hawks over 218.5. Thank you for tuning in to the morning after, mixed with us trying out our segments for AQT. And not sure what we're going to title this, but hope you enjoyed it anyway.
Yeah. And why don't you say some final words there, Mitchie?
You know, I